I got to lean in.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live with your faves. Chase, myself, Jamie, and Danny. Love cannot be here tonight, but she'll be back next week. We're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. In the new year, it's a new year, same show, same mess. As we sit on here with all these Dorit bubble moments.
Dorit square.
Dorit square. No.
She don't get one.
She don't get a square.
She
We're
doesn't get
really out
one.
here giving Dorit all this, but hey, you know what? Whatever.
I'm wearing orange in honor of her spray tan.
We got Dorit's ethnic help. We got Dorit's bubble, Dorit's fragility, and Dorit's mom's black friend. We're all here.
Everybody's here. All the ethnicities.
I'm weak. Well, I will say this. What is also new about today is that we are now streaming to Instagram, so you can watch us on Facebook, personal Facebook, our group, our channel Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. We are YouTube. We are everywhere. You can watch us everywhere.
Worldwide.
Right, worldwide like candy. Okay, worldwide. All right. Well, before we get started, make sure y'all like and subscribe. As I always say. Last night Salt Lake City was crazy. I'm only saying it because it was a really good episode. The word has been like buzzing. I've been on my phone looking at Monica's page, looking at Lisa's page. There's a lot going on. But we're gonna start with Dorit's bubble. How are you, aka Chase? How are you, Chase?
I'm here and I'm ready to bust Dorit's bubble. Let's get into it.
Oh Lord. Okay, Danny, how are you, aka Dorit's fragility?
Well, I actually wore orange because if y'all watch Jersey, y'all know I wore orange when I'm ready to tear someone up. So
like the only thing missing is Sammy, because
Yeah.
Ooh, don't say his name 3 times. He'll pop up.
Sammy.
We don't want to talk about New Jersey's gonna give us a run for our money this year. We'll get to that when it starts. And Jamie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm getting ready to fill out some job applications because I can't work for this lady no more. I cannot be her help.
You're the ethnic help.
I'm tired. I am. Como said, he said tired.
I'm weak. I will say this too, for those watching on Instagram, there is still an hour limit. Instagram lives do not let you go past an hour. So unfortunately, after the hour mark, it will shut off. But you can always, follow back up on YouTube or the Facebook page or Twitter and still watch us. Before we get started, I see this coming from our house. Our house called in yesterday to let us know not like Monica, okay? But she's gonna give us some for super chat today for the Beverly Hills show. She says, "Not the core 4. We pray for times like times like this." I bet Crystal is somewhere rapping it, writing the whole thing.
Stop at the camera.
Thank you, our house, for the super chat. It's always lovely to have you here and always giving us, our great, good funds to keep us afloat. All right, let's get into it so we can discuss. So we do have a lot to discuss, right? So I wasn't here last week, 2 weeks ago when we had the episode of the Feisty Fiesta Taco Tuesday. And picking up in this episode, we pick up where we left off. So Dorit leaves. We see Erika and Denise having a back and forth moment about the OnlyFans. And I don't know if y'all asked this last week, but who do y'all think is more profitable, her or her daughter?
Baby Denise clearing. Okay. Denise is clearing.
Denise still look good, drunk and all.
Well, she when she's with the girl, she's drunk. But she seems like by herself, she seems to be a bit sober. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. But picking up in this scene, Denise says that she did not come to fight, and Erika's like, "Well, actually, you did, and now that you started, and now I'm going to finish it. I've been, giving up things for Lent. I haven't been doing anything to anybody, but now you didn't woke me up. You didn't woke the beast up, like AKA Jackie Christie did one time." And so Erika starts to speak on the scene from 4 years ago, whenever it was, when they were talking about the threesomes. And she mentions that, well, Denise, you were talking about your husband's penis not too long ago. And so what's her name? Sutton chimes in and says, well, she also was there. And in her confessional, she said she was also there. And she says that, well, Denise got some explaining to do. I didn't quite get that from that. But They go back and forth, Denise and Erica. Denise is like, "You're wrong," and Erica's like, "Actually, I'm right." And it's like, "No, you're wrong." She's like, "No, actually, I'm right." And they go back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, at this point, I don't know who's right, who's wrong, because now I'm confused. Every time Denise speaks, she makes me so unsure of myself in terms of like with the whole backwards jacket thing. I really felt like my stuff was on backwards. I don't know, but she's just so convincing in her unsober ways. And so we see a flashback of Erica apologizing at whatever restaurant they was at. And Erica says, "I apologize." You know, she thought it was done, but at this moment, I'm done with this. Think what you want. And so Erica was like, I really didn't want to fight. And Denise, the music kind of cues up and it gets really quiet. And Denise is like, "You know what? This is about you deflecting. This is about you deflecting." Okay, well, Denise, what are you about to say? And so Denise is just like, you don't act like you didn't know that you owed that, when that $20 million hit your bank account. And Erica's like, "Well, actually, it's already proven that I didn't know. So let's move on." And I was like, "Ooh, okay, you got something else. Denise, give me something else," because that wasn't
the gotcha.
It was a while ago. Like, we need some more Denise. And so after that, Kim is like, "Baby, I gotta get out of here because I'm about to relapse." And Kim said, "I gotta go. This is too trigger for me." And she leaves. And Erica makes the final comment of saying, "Don't come for me when your OnlyFans is only $7. Meanwhile, her tour tickets are only $8. So
there we go.
You, Danny, what are your thoughts?
So here's the thing. You don't get Eric. I'm on Erica's side here. Erica did not want to argue with this woman. Erica did not want to interact. She tried to shut it down a few times. Denise kept poking. You don't get to poke me and then dictate how I react. I'm sorry. It isn't. Denise, at the end of the day, you and your daughter are OnlyFans. There's nothing wrong with it. I would have owned it in that moment and said, "We're doing great. You should try getting on OnlyFans because you look hungry." Is what I would have told. It was what I would have told Erica. But Denise's mind was still at her house trying to hide from the UFOs, so she was only half present. So she just really could. She can't hang with people verbally anymore. She don't have it. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. It was just Erica, one for Erica.
And I hate to say that.
I know. I was just like, "Denise, fight back, girl, please." But it just was nothing was coming out. Chase?
I'm just gonna keep saying it. I don't know what the hell y'all been watching, but Denise has just never been that girl with like those that like banter, that funny sharp wit. She's void of all of that. She's gonna give you that what is it, wild things look, and hope that scares you off. And it only worked. It actually didn't work for anybody, honestly. It's never worked in any of her seasons. I think that she thought that $20 million jab was going to be the one to get Erica off of her. Erica was like, "Man, listen, I ain't got nothing else to lose. Y'all to see, I ain't got nothing to eat." I mean, what's going on? My thing though with Erica is, and we didn't touch on that because I was so fired up about that stupid ass, about Dorit, that I just hate that lady. I was so fired up about Dorit, I did not get to touch on anything about Erica really. And the thing about Erica is, I think it is mighty ironic that she is talking about people's children when she almost ripped poor Eileen's head off of her shoulders for mentioning her grown behind son. Not only that, you're knocking someone for making an honest living. Catch. No catch, whatever you want to do. But you're knocking someone for making a living, and she is sold 7 times over just like in a month. I think they said she makes like $2 million a year. Is it $2 million a month? It's $2 million more dollars than she's gotten. So I think that you might want to go up there and take your ass to OnlyFans and do what she's doing and see if anybody will buy those gnarled, mangled up feet.
Not the feet.
Now why they?
No, why not her feet get in it?
Because she's a dancer.
Jamie?
I found it really hypocritical that Erica has used her tenure on all of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to be pro-sex, pro like body positive, very owning the sexuality, very pap the puss, very I'm this, I'm that. had a whole argument with all the other ladies because they were prudes, literally almost took Dorit and PK's heads off for trying to drag her for not wearing panties. But she thinks an appropriate read is, it's at $7 for a naked picture bundle on OnlyFans. And I'm like, that just seems like a bit of regression. But also I hate it that I'm on her side because, Denise, you could have sat there and ate your food. Like, that Erika is a nasty, nasty woman. Never in the history of engaging with her in the last 3-4 years has anybody left without her going to the lowest pits of hell. So at this point, you should know that if you come for her, she's going to verbally assault you. And when you have something as easy as you being off your meds or on your meds or the prescription of your meds or whatever, allegedly, and you do sex work, like it's kind of like people are going to use that to try to read you. So if you're not prepared with some rebuttals, don't start. And Denise, once like 4 episodes in, the girl just gets beat up every single time she opens her mouth. And I was stressed out for her, but nothing stressed me out more than that one curl on the side of her head hanging on by one strand of hair. And she just shaking like that. I was like, Denise, please just stop.
What stressed me was when they kept flashing to Kim. That kept stressing me.
Because Kim was stressed.
My name to Kim's cocktail.
Kim was stressed. But then the flashbacks, Erika's face, her pre-surgery face, her pre-Ozempic face, like it was just a lot going on. It was so much.
But here's my question.
So much.
What does Denise want? Like, what do you want, my sweet baby?
Okay, so that's my question, Chase. Like, what I'm learning about, and that we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna ask the same question later. Like, what do you want? I'm confused. I'm losing brain cells in this season.
So was Garcelle.
Because everybody is like bringing up issues, but it's like you want to address it. You want to hold somebody's feet to the fire, but what do you want? I don't get it. And that's my whole question. Like, okay, what do you want?
And everything she was saying that Erika did wrong, unfortunately, again, Erika was right here. She did apologize. Denise brought it up. Denise brought up how big her husband's penis was. The kids were at the next table when they were talking about the sex. So I'm sorry. Like, I hate being on Erika's side because, like Jamie said, she's always been very sex positive and she tried to use OnlyFans as a read when it's not. Denise should have owned it, kept moving. The fact is, though she is embarrassed, I think that she's had to resort to that. I think that's, an insecurity of hers that she's had to do it. But I would have owned it because, baby, you still look better than half the women there, even drunk.
I would have put a wad of money out of my purse and threw it at the help.
You need some money here. You look hungry.
Now she would have threw it. I'm a weak.
I would have threw stacks of $7. It just was like, I really didn't. Denise, I wanted to be on your side so bad. But for something as minuscule as bringing up threesomes on your kids that was resolved at a reunion 4 years ago, this is what you come back for? Like, there were so many things that you could have jumped on Erika for.
And also,
oh my God.
Can I say, it's nothing wrong with OnlyFans for $7.
At all.
I'd rather 10,000 customers at $7 than 100 at $20.
Listen, when I see a deal on OnlyFans that's $9.99 or less, I'm gonna subscribe. I'm telling you.
Look, I'm gonna give you my little $10 and I'm gonna enjoy for a month.
When I see the one that says
I support the girls,
10 more spots for $3, I'm really subscribed. I'm like, ooh,
not $3.
Listen, hey, I be trying to catch them little deals. So they be having deals.
But Monica, is your card? Does it decline or do the charges go through?
On me. I'm very
the part that really got me
Monica. Mine declined. I use another card.
The part that really got me mad is this all happened because Dorit was so embarrassed by Garcelle handling her that she deflected and everybody fell for it.
Yeah. And she up and she's like, I gotta go by. I'm stressed.
It was, listen, don't say
that was masterful.
Oh my God.
Because I don't ever see Dorit get up and walk away from a fight.
She goes, I miss my husband. I gotta go.
You don't miss some teeth.
I'm weak.
At all.
Not some teeth. All right, so then after that, everybody decides to leave. Erika, she does leave. And she talks about how, she was trying to change, but now like I said, she's been waking up. And so then it becomes a debate because she says, what's her name? Denise says, well, why did anybody say anything and speak up for me? And she was talking to Kyle, right? Is that she's talking to? She's talking to Kyle.
I think she
Because
was.
Kyle said that kids and families should be off limits. That's
Yeah.
Right.
And then Garcelle was like, "Why? Where were you when she was like doing this?
Correct.
Why
And
didn't
so
you
then-
say shit?"
And so in this moment, you know, Kyle kind of, you know, makes it about herself and how she felt attacked at her husband possibly cheating, and that Garcelle and, you know, Sutton alluded to her husband, to Mauricio cheating. And she's like, well, nobody stood up for me, so everybody's here for themselves at this point. And so she makes it about herself. Crystal makes it in her confessional, says that Erika has not changed. And I'm like, oh, Crystal, just because I know where this is gonna go.
Mhm.
I just but hey, I was like, okay, Crystal. They
No,
said she got
uh-oh.
yeah, I know how this is gonna go. You watch these shows, you know, Erika is probably like, really, Crystal, you know, and she just Crystal, you know, has worked so hard to get in good with these ladies, specifically Erika and whoever's left. So I'm sure she'll be going back down to just being friends with sort of Sutton and Garcelle. Heavy on the Sutton. I mean, I'm sorry, heavy on the sort of. And so then they all leave. Kyle makes a joke about Sutton making out with the driver. Don't make out with the driver in the car, and Sutton laughs it off. Any comments here?
Kyle.
Just one. Here's the thing. Kyle was, when they said, you know, when Kyle said kids are off limits, I agree with Kyle. But Kyle was also right in saying all of y'all could have said the same thing. You know, they all could have said the same thing. They were all thinking it. So don't just put it on Kyle to say, why, Kyle, why didn't you say anything? Because Crystal said it in her confessional. You know, Sutton thought it was nasty. So it wasn't just Kyle that could have spoke up. I mean,
let me ask you a question. Do we think that, do we think that this kind of reverts Erika back to her ice cold self? I mean, she had a moment. She's gonna make it. Personally, I don't think, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Erika. I don't think, you know, yes, it's a kid's thing, but I mean, like you said, when you kind of comfort somebody, you can't really.
The daughter is 20.
That's number. Yeah,
the daughter's an adult.
She said she was going to give up arguing with them for Lent. Denise won part.
Yeah. Well, but also her reasoning for bringing up the daughter was valid. She said, I wasn't bringing up your kids about the threesome. I wasn't inferring that they had threesome. What I said was, if they have access to a phone, they are already aware of that and more what was being discussed at that table. So the fact that Denise tried to villainize her 4 years ago, and then she brought up, she goes, your daughter is on OnlyFans. If you don't think that she knows what this stuff is, like, Denise, come on, like, get with it. She was poking holes in Denise's logic. I mean, it was already like Swiss cheese. There were leaks all over that thing anyway. So I don't think Erika. Now the comment about who makes more.
The thing is,
that was nasty. That was nasty. That was nasty.
About the whole thing. She's really mad about the whole Brandy situation. She just don't want to bring it up.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't want to bring it up.
Yet and still, there was an issue with her and Erika outside of that Brandy situation. She did not get the closure on it because the Brandy situation took over, and they ended up getting into a big fight about the kids. Here's my thing. I don't give a ding dang on what you think my kids got going on. You don't talk around my kids any type of way, okay? So if I tell you not to do it, don't do it. Here is where Denise loses me, is because she was definitely talking at the table about their stepfather's big old penis. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't think that she...
But Erika apologized and she accepted it.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
I don't care.
Well, you can't bring it up to me again. If I apologize, and I would get that same reaction Erika gave.
You apologized, I accepted it, but that doesn't mean that I'm happy with it. That doesn't mean that I'm okay with it. That does not mean that it's over. You apologize. You apologized and I accepted your apology, but I still have feelings on the situation. And because you apologize, and because you apologize and it's dead to you does not mean that it's dead to me. Until we both agree that it is dead, then the situation is dead. So because you have your feelings, that's great, but I have mine as well.
Erika better than me because I would have.
However, where she invalidates herself is forgetting or not watching the full episode, or I don't know what she's doing. Po baby, I don't know what you're doing, but you opened up the floor for the talk and the discussion to be had around your children. So if you want everyone to respect the conversation around your children, then you should be the person that does not have that conversation
Because she
around your
ushered
children.
in that type of conversation.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's the one who kind of ushered in.
Yeah,
the
she
tone.
initiated the conversation. So then you have to take ownership of that, and you just have to take the L on this one. But I do understand where she's coming from regarding speaking a certain type of way around my children. Again, where she invalidates herself is you were the one who initiated that conversation, my sweet baby. I'm so sorry to say that to you.
Yeah,
that's true. My only thing, and I'll move on past this after this, is that I get that, but I do feel like at some point there's only so much that you can do. When it comes to when something happens, you yourself, you're never gonna always get what you want. You know what I'm saying? So an apology may be all you get. You have to sometimes move forward without that closure or whatever you deal with it how you want. You go to therapy, but at some point, like, what can a person do? And so I feel like seeing Erika did apologize to her and stuff like that. It was 4 years ago. I know that everything overshadowed and she got kicked off the show. She left the show. But honey, if you really wanted to address it, maybe you should have stayed and not walked off set.
Catch that.
Denise is what I'm saying. But hey, I get it. But hopefully we never hear about it again. I mean,
we're gonna hear about it again.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about no more threesomes. I'm tired.
It's gonna be at the reunion.
Lesbian relationships. I'm sick of all of them.
I know it.
I'm sick of it. All right, so in the next scene, we got two scenes that will happen simultaneously, and it was Dorit and Erika and Garcelle and Sutton. And so in Dorit and Erika's conversation, Erika is explaining to Dorit what happened after she left, talking about with Denise, and she tells her that she said, about the comment, who makes more money, for your daughter? And Dorit just falls out. Dorit said, she just cackles because anytime it comes to somebody else's kids, Dorit's gonna laugh. And if it's her kids, baby, you can't even say nothing about them at all. I mean, same with Erika too. But you say anything about Dorit's kids, you can't even leave them out of the damn planning of her anniversary, which is going to have a heart attack.
The husband couldn't.
He cracks up, right? Erika asked Dorit about what happened between her and Garcelle, because she was there, but she wasn't on that side. She didn't catch all of it. She did defend or somewhat defend Garcelle in the moment. But in this moment, Dorit says that her intent was never to offend her, and she just felt like she was blindsided, and they went backwards in their relationship. She feels like there's always an issue between her and Garcelle, and Erika kind of supports her and saying like y'all should have a conversation. Now I saw a comment in the chat saying that she went from supporting Garcelle to not supporting Garcelle. I don't think that's necessarily true in this moment. I think she was just she is friends with Dorit, and I think what she did last week was pretty big. Now. Yeah. That's me. But in the other conversation with Garcelle and Sutton, she's on FaceTime with her. And Garcelle says that she cried herself to sleep. She took long walks on the beach because she did not understand what she said. Did she not say it? She did. And she said that she could not understand why that comment was so triggering to her. And Sutton is trying her best not to say she's trying her best not to say angry black woman. She's like angry black woman. Like I want to say it. I'm like, just
say it. Trust me, we know the context of it.
You said something dark last year, so just go ahead and get it out, right?
And you don't see color, so
right. You don't see color. Just go ahead and say it.
And I never fail.
And so,
United Nations in here.
But she did say that she loved the moment where she mentioned Dorit's privilege. She said, I like that, man. That was good, Garcelle. So I'll start with you, Jamie. What were your thoughts on these two conversations, Dorit, Erika, and Sutton and Garcelle?
So I don't necessarily think that, again, defending Erika, which, oh my God, what year is this? I don't necessarily think she backtracked her actions from the night before, because she didn't take back what she said at all. She kind of still stuck with it. But she was kind of asking, Dorit said, like, what was going on with y'all? What started this? What was it? I will say, Dorit is draining in every aspect of her recounting of this event. There is absolutely no accountability, no even introspection of like, I wasn't even aware like she would take that. I wasn't aware of that. Let's talk a little bit more about what you said. Like, what does this mean? What did you mean by that? It was just like, I don't know. I just don't think she likes me. Like, it's like, Dorit, like, please, girl, I don't know what to tell you. And then with Sutton and Garcelle, God bless Sutton. Like, God bless her. She's trying. Again, I'm glad that she, was able to connect with Garcelle and put into words what Garcelle was feeling and what us, the viewers, absolutely know why it was triggering for her. Well, some of the viewers, because if you get on Twitter, people are acting as willfully obtuse as Dorit. But I think it's just like this whole episode, once again, this is like the 5th or 6th time that I've had to watch Garcelle bottle up what she really wants to say so she doesn't come across a certain way on TV. And people are in the comments, I would, take to my grave that Dorit had me cry myself to sleep. It wasn't Dorit. It was just another example of her having to watch her tongue or watch how she conducts herself because she knows what these ladies and at a larger point, the viewers of this show will do to her and will say about her.
And they
have, and they continue to do so. They've done so for 4 years. So once again, being accused of attacking somebody when she's seen how the viewers have already come at her head anytime her and Dorit have an argument, like, that's just gotta be goddamn exhausting. Like, she's the other black lady that showed up as a transphobe and a Trump supporter, and like, my God, we not together in this show. Like, it's me and Sutton, the lady from Georgia. Who would have thought this? It's just, it's exhausting. Like, I hated this. Like, it made my stomach turn because, like, even when she's talking with her friend, being cognizant of the cameras being there and holding your tongue and making sure you don't show too much emotion about some shit is just like, that was frustrating for me to see. Sorry, that was long-winded, but that annoyed me.
It's okay. We're used to it.
Excuse this?
I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Apologize.
Why are you attacking me? I feel attacked.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Chase?
Even though I do believe that it is, a buildup of things, maybe from even just, she's been in Hollywood working in the Hollywood. She's been in Hollywood working since the 80s. So I'm sure that is a microcosm of everything that she's probably had to endure to be in certain spaces. Most especially if we focus on her recent time, the last 4 years, where, she's heard things and rumors like her friend has said allegedly something dark or being yelled at, when the punishment never fits the crime regarding her actions towards other ladies. Or even when you think about just last 2 weeks ago, you know what I mean? I'm sure that is probably why she had to break down. She's put up with a lot from this particular group of ladies, most especially Dorit. And I think that was what it was. I don't think necessarily it was Dorit that made her cry. I think it was just everything balled up. I still wouldn't have told anyone. You would have never got that. I was like, who was that? Dorit who? Girl, no, I ain't never shed no tear with no Dorit. Girl, please. I think that for someone like Sutton, who is attempting to, be respectful of spaces and learn, I hate to say it's the way that I'm going to say this, but I think that what does someone like Sutton a disservice is, while she's mindful of her words, sometimes you got to step in it to step out of it. So you say what you say, and if you did not mean it to come off the way that you didn't mean it to come off, you will take the correction. That's just that is what happens, right?
Yeah.
And that is the way that people really learn what to and what not to say to everyone, not just Black people in general, to everyone, to Black people, to white people, to all types of races, all types of I'm going to say sexualities, but what's the appropriate word, Jamie? Is it sexualities?
It's an ism.
It's an ism, all the isms. All the isms.
Yeah. Sometimes you say, see, I stepped in it, but I wasn't coming from a bad place. I was coming from a place of wanting to know and wanting to be correct and be respectful of all spaces. That is not what Dorit does. Okay? Dorit just
Ever.
goes and tra la la la, and says these things, and then when you correct her or you let her know it's not okay or it's not, I am so hurt. So now you're weaponizing your fumbles and bumbles and stumbles against me to the point that I have to now not only worry about you offending me and dealing with you offending me, now I have to figure out how to deal with you being hurt. So it takes away what I feel because I have to be considerate of your feelings. I think it's trash. I think Erica did more than anyone ever expected her to do it a couple of weeks ago when she corrected her. But she is also that lady's friend. So I think that that's about as good as we're going to get. We may get something at the reunion, but I wasn't disappointed in Erica having that conversation with her in the way it shook out because I quite frankly was just floored that we got what we got in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to build up to what we see later. And I think that, again, in order for us to truly get out of our bubbles and to truly not be our mother's black friend or to truly not have black and brown help and all these things that she says, she has to be willing to take the correction with the things that she says and does. And that is the part that she misses. And that is why she comes off the way that she comes off and is perceived as she is perceived.
Well, I agree 100%, Chase. And as Candace says on Potomac, stop being dense, Dorit. Dorit knows exactly what she did in the moment. Because here's the thing. If Garcelle had actually been attacking her, I wouldn't have had an issue with her saying it. Because I also don't feel that people need to not go after Garcelle because of what it will look like. We do want an authentic show. But at the same time, you had this white woman yell at you for 60 seconds nonstop. Garcelle said something very calmly, didn't raise her voice once, and that's who you said was attacking you. That's where the problem lies. You instantly saw this woman and decided attack was the proper word to use. If Garcelle had been going off at her, raising her voice, yelling, call it for what it was, you attacked me. That's not what happened here. And Dorit knows that. She's just doing what she does, and she's still circling around the airport, waiting for a landing strip.
And she didn't say y'all are attacking me to the women that were coming. She said you're stop. Why are you attacking me? Not y'all. Had it been in a communal space, great. We're bringing the people in. It's 2-on-1. If you feel attacked with 2-on-1, great. But it was very much directed at Garcelle. Why are you attacking me? I feel like you did it to attack me.
And I hear a lot of people online saying, why doesn't Garcelle just admit that she doesn't like Dorit? I think it's the other way around. Why doesn't Dorit just admit that she don't like Garcelle? Because later on in the episode, we see Garcelle tell her flat out, "Girl, I'm sick of you."
I'm done.
Very true.
Somebody, could you read this for me, please?
Which one?
No shade, but we, myself included, applauding Erica.
We got to move on, y'all.
Bare minimum.
We're gonna move on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that when you have someone on a show like this where no one on the cast has historically spoken up when things like this have happened in the past and they actually do, then yes, you do applaud them. So that's where I'm at with that. Thank you.
For that one little thing.
For me.
That one little thing, she gets no other applause from me.
That's it. I mean, if we're going to be up here and tell them when people are wrong, tell you when people are wrong, we also have to acknowledge when people are right. And for once, she was. Go ahead, please.
She was. Because I would say it's not a lot of people that actually, stand up for people on this show in general. I mean, Garcelle, that's one. But I mean, they kind of just all sit there and be quiet and be like, oh my God. They don't really say anything. And I would say one last thing. Most times people use the word attack, they're not using it correctly. I know, and that doesn't matter the race, because most times I see people say, "Are you attacking me?" That's not what's actually happening. You're just kind of making it more than what it is. In this case, it's just she's used to saying it, or they used to saying it, but she used it completely wrong. So I would say that. So we'll move on past that. We'll come back to Garcelle. I'm going to go to Garcelle and Dorit at the end. Two scenes, I put them together because they were separated across the episode. So Sutton is still on her dating journey. She has not found a man yet. So she gets feedback from her dating coach or whatever she is. And basically the man told her she sounds like a great mom, that he felt captivated and she doesn't make enough jokes. And so then later on in the episode, we see her go on a second date with this guy. And I mean, she's still awkward. She's trying to take the advice to, I guess, we heard she didn't get a second date. I think they made sure that he came
absolutely.
on this date so that she could, progress in their storyline. Because I don't think he wanted to be there. No, I love Sutton, but I don't think. I'm just saying. Yeah. So on the second day, they actually swap numbers, and that's kind of how it goes. Any thoughts on Sutton's dating journey? Because that's like her solo storyline outside of having a small esophagus, little legs, and drinking alcohol. Danny,
that man was handsome.
I didn't have nothing here.
She wanted. She was turned on. She was looking below the belt.
Yes,
she was captivated.
It's probably been a while since those little crab legs been in the air. So I mean,
stop.
I'm just saying. I don't know, but
the Sutton special.
They look cute together, though.
They did look cute together.
They look cute. Yeah. She got a couple of bundles or something in there. Look a little fuller. It was wish washing every which way. Good for her. The bottom, not the top half. The top half is stiff. The bottom half it flowed a little bit. Good for her.
All right, so we're gonna talk about now. This is probably Jamie's favorite segment. I'm gonna say this scene did kind of touch me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It was Kim and Kyle. Now in this scene, I actually started to sympathize with Kyle a little bit, just because in this scene we have, she's been bringing Kim around as her prop this entire season. I'm gonna keep saying prop because it is. That's what I'm saying. All these years she could have Kim around, but now that she's at odds with one sister, she has to prove that she's not at odds with three, like Sutton said 3 episodes ago. And so they're talking about the upcoming wedding, and Kim is just like, well, are you coming? Because I want you to come, but I don't want there to be tension between you and basically her and Kim, because they're not speaking right now. And so Kyle is just, Kim tries to give her information. Kyle shuts her down and says, well, since you weren't there, we're not going to talk about what happened. Let's talk about moving forward. I'm like, ooh, okay, Kyle, that doesn't really help your case. I thought that was a bit rude, actually, but that was
very Kathy. That was very Kathy.
It was. I was like,
don't tell me what was.
Exactly. But then she talks about, that she could have moved forward after the conversation they had last year. But after that conversation, Kim did more things like tweets, Instagram posts, and at the reunion it took her back to her childhood. And this is where I started to kind of listen to her and be like, okay, well, I can't really speak on their relationship right now. I mean, I can speak on their relationship right now, but I can't speak on what happened to them as kids. And it sounds like maybe there's some trauma there between Kim and Kyle, or in general, like how because who's the youngest? It's Kyle, right? Is it Kyle?
Yes, Kyle's the baby.
It sounds like there's some trauma there. And so she kind of speaks on it. Basically like saying like Kathy is still mean in some moments and yells at her, and it takes her back, and she doesn't like that. Kim breaks down about their mom, that it's like their soft spot. And I really wish that we could be here to like really see their mom, because they that seems to be honestly, I think if their mom was here, they would not be at odds. I really do. I when they speak on her, they seem like she was such a nice woman and really wanted them all to be together. I don't know. At least
Kyle said she had a temper and used to beat the tar out of them.
Yeah, but in terms of them being sisters, I'm saying I don't think she would allow them to be where they are. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys' thoughts on this scene, and I'll start with Kyle's favorite, and who's also Jamie's favorite. What, Jamie? Oh, you have pants on?
Those are my shorts. No, I don't. This scene. Kim really was the only like authentic thing in this scene. Kyle is so produced. She's so like, even when Kim is trying to have a legitimate sister to sister moment, Kyle has to control the narrative, control the edit, control the story, control everything until it's her telling the story in her confessional. And it's just, it also made me think that I want Kim as far away from these women as humanly possible. Like, I don't think Kyle is good for her sobriety, for her mental and emotional health. Like, they got that lady crying on TV again. Like, Kim, go home and paint. Like, get as far away as you possibly can from Kyle and her lesbian lover.
Danny?
All I got from this scene was Kyle using Kim's emotions, pain, and trauma to make herself look softer. That's all I got from this scene.
Soft stud.
Yeah, because I was like, she looked pretty rough to me.
It was, she didn't really care, the fakes hugs, all of that. I did put up a comment that, and I do kind of agree from the way they describe their mom that we read about her. Kathy seems to act like their mother. Seems to be a lot like her. So I don't know. Kim, like Cortez, I don't know. I know you say they all talk about her like she's wonderful. That ain't what I've read or heard them say. But
we're being
you
nice.
know, this scene showed me where a lot of Kim's trauma and a lot of her, abuse problems and stuff, substance problems stem from. And I hate that it came at her. That she opened up and was vulnerable, and Kyle just used it as a moment to try to make herself look good. Because that's all, like you said, she was producing.
Yeah. Damn. I tried.
It's Ask Kate in the comments, because please get rid of Sammy. Thank you. I totally agree. That this show, I love Kim. She's so authentic. She's so real. She's so to the point. And I just feel like this show, she filmed this season of the show, and the next thing you know, she was on the red carpet, like, so.
Oh no,
maybe she doesn't need to do it.
What is
that? That picture where she was. Jamie knows. Baby mama was drunk, allegedly. I don't know.
I mean, look at her now. She's painting walls.
Allegedly. What do you want me to paint, a cat? I'll do it. No, I want you to put that cocktail down and come over here and sit down somewhere. That's what I want you to do. Allegedly.
My God, we're gonna get canceled. Okay, go ahead.
Quick, let's go back to Dorit. That'll keep us on the air.
Dorit. So seriously, the thing that the running theme that I see between certain girls on this show is that word that I mentioned earlier, and that's correction, right? How are you going to come to a medium with your sister when someone else expresses, she says I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. Okay. So if you're not going to just come out of your feelings and understand the other person and what they felt, whether you feel like they're right or wrong, you have no understanding for the other person's points of view at all, then how can you guys come to an actual, true reconciliation? I don't think that they want it. And, I'm glad that she was finally honest. What if I don't want it? Thank God, that you finally said it, because you don't want it. She's off the show. I feel like a lot of the issue came when she came on that show, and people loved her as much as they did, and she knows her to be someone else. You know what I mean? She is not, allegedly not a nice person. I've seen a couple of episodes, because Peacock insists on playing that stinking show after I finished one of my shows. They insist on running that Paris Hilton show on. She is not really, Kathy, is not really nice. And so for her to come on this camera and be funny and be nice and make friends with people that Kyle doesn't really like that, and then be a breakout star of the show, I don't think that that Kyle expected Kathy to do those things. So I think that there's a lot of it to go around, but everyone has to be willing to hear and listen to the other person to come to a true reconciliation. And that requires correction, and a lot of people don't want to be corrected. Now, I did want to say really quickly about Kim. You guys hit it on the head. Maybe that is where the drinking and the abuse may have come from, because what I gathered from that scene was, while her mother was alive, I don't know if people know this, but Kim was one of the Hollywood it girls, in the 70s. She was a Disney chick, and, she was making movies well into the 80s, maybe early 90s. She was drop dead gorgeous. If you actually look at pictures of Kim from that, drop dead gorgeous. She bought Kyle her first car. She had her own money. She was in Hollywood in a time where things that, substances were freely flowing and all those kind of things. She was there when you wanted to be there. You know what I mean? And she was amongst those circles. They were friends with the Jacksons and the who's who of, LA and all of those things. And I think that for me, what I gathered was, because she was such a hot girl, a it girl, she was not trying to hear Kathy. She was not trying to hear Big Kathy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big Kathy was like, stick with your sister. She was like, I got that girl a car. I'm going to go to the club. I'm not trying to take underwear with me, okay? And I think that when her mom passed, she had a lot of guilt and resentment about it. And now that she's raised her own children, they're leaving the nest. and having their own family, she does see what her mom was trying to say as regards to sticking together as a family. And so I really hope that she goes to therapy and gets some closure on that, because that is a weight to carry, a heavy weight to carry.
Danny, did you have anything to add?
I already went.
You went? Okay, my bad. Okay, so the next scene was small. We'll kind of get through that quickly too. It was Crystal and her husband, and this scene was supposed to be in last week's episode, but apparently they cut it. I saw a lot of the blogs and the Instagram pages saying why they keep cutting Crystal. Well, maybe I don't know why, but I mean they're probably doing what they should have been doing seasons ago. And so in this scene, she basically talks about, the girls wanted her to speak up more. We see Garcelle telling her, and she's just like, every time I speak up in this group or whatever she says, she started, you know how she get all in gang signs and stuff.
Yelling at a black woman. No, I'm joking. No. Now you want to yell?
Well, basically, she was like, every time there's always a problem with her in the group. But her husband says, well, you have valuable things to say, so just say them. And I'm like, okay, husband, you better be supportive. But her storyline her side storyline is her and her brother's relationship as he is on his way to, I guess, LA or the States in general. And she just wonders, is that going to be something that that she can come back from, knowing that she feels guilty for her brother and his ex-wife or whatever getting divorced or breaking up. Any comments here if I move to the last scene? Nope. All right. Well, let's get to the last scene.
Crystal.
Now we cut Crystal scene too.
All right. So in the last scene, Garcelle and Dorit, they go and meet, and I'm not gonna lie, it was very awkward. I've seen a lot of awkward scenes on these shows. One of my favorite awkward scenes is definitely Candy and Phaedra when they met for the first time after all that stuff happened. This wasn't as iconic, but it was definitely very awkward. They didn't. I mean, clearly they were here to break the ice, but they just trying to look at each other, and Dorit didn't know what to say, and Garcelle didn't know how to lead. But they finally order their food, and then they start talking. And so Dorit was just like, well, listen, I talk a lot. I never let anybody finish speaking. So I want you to go ahead and speak first, because clearly I'm trying to not only fix what I said last week, but I'm also trying to fix that I talk too damn much. And so she allows Garcelle to speak. And she just basically tells Dorit that she needs to watch what and how she says it. And 3 things you should never call a black woman or a black person in general, specifically black woman, is angry, aggressive, and or using the word attack. Garcelle does feel like it had. She says initially she does feel like it had bad intention, and Dorit says that she's hurt. It hurts her once again that someone would have this negative mindset of mind frame about her. And Garcelle is like, well, see, this is the problem I have with you, because you're always giving Karen. And I didn't know I really thought she was going to say racist. I'm not going to lie. I thought she was going to use the R word, but she didn't. She talks about the comments in the past that Dorit has made in terms of like a pattern, with the black help and aka Jamie up here. Was it who's the black help here?
Jamie.
I'm ethnic help.
The ethnic help.
I don't need to get canceled on Twitter for claiming an ethnicity I'm not.
For being a black for business again.
And Dorit is like, so then without, Garcelle saying it, Dorit kind of says, are you trying to say that I'm racist? And she's just like,
yes.
How can I be racist? I'm Jewish. And Garcelle is like, what does that have to do with anything? And I was just like, what going on? And so in that moment, they go back and forth, and Garcelle is like, I'm not here to label you. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just saying, that's what it is. And so Dorit says her name, and Garcelle is like, why do you say my name so much? Like, why do you always say my name?
Garcelle.
Because she does say her name a lot. And it's, I think it's just the way, Dorit talks to Garcelle.
It's condescending as shit.
It is. Dorit feels like she has to walk on eggshells with her. Garcelle says that that's not the case. But she says she will be more aware in the future. And I will start with you, Chase.
You picked the right one to start.
Somebody get the bleepers ready. Get the bleepers ready, child.
No, I actually am going to try to make it through. I'm going to try to do better because I take correction. Dorit. No, but I have said a lot about Dorit. I have cussed her from here to there and everywhere. Again, here she is weaponizing her actions, twofold because you say something that is, microaggressive and has racist undertones. And then when someone says, hey, this is microaggressive and has racist undertones, I'm so hurt that you would excuse me of saying something to you that actually is what I said to you. Like, I am so sick of Dorit, and I feel like she's like a monster. She's like that plant at the Little Shop of Horrors, like feed me, feed me, feed me. And the more I cuss her out, the bigger she grows. And so I'm not going to give her much of anything. She knows what she's doing at this point. She has made it abundantly clear because she not only posted in her bubble once, she posted something else about her bubble twice. Then she went ahead and posted her mom's black friend's daughter. So I guess that's her black friend adjacent. I don't know. You know what I mean? And she knows what she's doing, and whether or not she's doing it solely for the sake of television because Lisa Rinna is gone and she feels like this is her contribution to the show, or if that's because she actually is who it is triggering for us to have to continue to watch. We don't watch. People say that they don't come to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to talk about race. Well, newsflash, neither do black people and other people of color and ethnicities as well. Nobody comes to watch that. Nobody comes with, hoping, oh, I sure hope that Dorit says something that's going to offend me today because that's what I watch it for. No, that's not what we watch it for. So when you guys are on social media and Twitter saying those things, I think that you're just as willfully obtuse as Dorit is. And I'm honestly sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. It is done. It is dead. It is stale. The storyline has run stale. And Dorit, you got to come up with something else, boo. You have to get robbed again. I don't know. Something. Because you come with black people and other people of color and all those things. It's dead. It's tired. And at this point, I have called you the R word in the past, and I stand by my assertion of you. You are definitely that. Because who continues to do it, double down, and then make sure that you know that the other person knows that you're hurting them by their actions. That's crazy to me. Out of here with that. Miss me with that.
Yeah.
Just clarify what R word. Just because we ain't trying to get
racist.
Rapture.
We ain't trying to get canceled.
Regular.
Racist.
This woman here, all I saw in this scene was Dorit holding a gasoline line, pouring it on Garcelle and lighting it. That's all I saw because she was gaslighting her so bad. I'm glad that Garcelle told her she was sick of her, that she's gotten on her nerves. And I really think Dorit knows that if she keeps up this, producers won't have time to show the trouble in her marriage. So I really think she's pushing this and acting like she doesn't know what's going on so she doesn't have to talk about what's happening in her marriage and PK moving out, like they say in the hotel and all that stuff. So she knows what she's doing. She's doing it at Garcelle's expense. Deflecting and hurting her at the same time. So I am, like Jamie, it is painful to see Garcelle have to choose her words and not be able to be as open as she wants to and needs to be with Dorit. And if this is Dorit says she's feel like she has to walk on eggshells around Garcelle. If this, what we've seen up to now, has been her walking on eggshells, my God. The only thing that's next is for Dorit to show up in the white hood. That's it. I'm done.
Well, Louis Vuitton would have to make a collection first.
Or Canal Street, where some of her other stuff comes from in New York. Go ahead, Jamie.
So I'm going to take a different approach because Dorit is a signifier of a much larger problem that encapsulates a lot of the Bravo viewership. And Chase, while I appreciate you saying and incorporating other minorities in with the microaggressions that Black folks face, what we have seen on these Bravo shows, particularly Housewives, is an overwhelming majority of every Black cast member all experiencing the same type of microaggressive gaslighting behaviors. And the thing with Dorit, you can go back and forth and say, oh, well, she's uneducated, she's this, she's that. At this point, this is the third or fourth conversation that this woman has had with Dorit, that Garcelle has had with this woman. You're not uneducated. You are being willfully obtuse. And as Danny said earlier, when you begin weaponizing your tears and your feelings, it immediately invalidates the message that I'm trying to get across to you, because you know that the people who watch our show will see me as a bully for continuing to pile on you. Whiteness as a whole has learned to expertly weaponize their emotions to shut down any kind of attention that their bad behavior draws. When Dorit mentions her Jewishness as if that absolves her from her anti-Blackness, it couldn't have come at a better time when we've seen the last 3, 4, 5 months Black folk getting attacked on Twitter and social media and losing high-paying jobs, high-position jobs for speaking out against certain things that are going on in the Middle East and in countries. And for Dorit to sit there and say she doesn't understand microaggressions and doesn't understand where Garcelle is coming from, and in the same breath is on Instagram liking posts about the Harvard president losing her job over perceived anti-Semitism, who is liking posts, sharing posts, clapping. She sure understands when reverse racism happens to white folk. You being Jewish does not put you in the same category as Black folk and what they have to endure. You are a blonde hair, blue-eyed woman, whether that blonde hair is growing real out of your head or it comes from a box. And that is the same for any other non-Black minority. Latinos, white presenting Latinos, any other, I don't care what country you come from, you exist in this world as a white person, and you are allowed and afforded all the luxuries and privilege that walking through the streets unclocked and unchecked has always afforded you. So, like, girl, throw out whatever country you're from as much as you want. It does not change the fact that what you are doing is microaggressive, plain and simple.
You know, I would say that if they ever need to have a statement on colorism or Black Lives Matter or anything, you know, maybe they should hide the link, because I would put Jamie and Chase up there, and I'll be like,
Shut up.
Not saying me and Danny can't do it, but you know, I'd rather watch because
Yes,
Baby, Jamie, you almost moved me to chorus. Child, look at
that.
Right.
Actually, I want to be on your side, child. Let me put y'all up by each other. Okay, Chase Luther King and Jamie.
And y'all both wearing green means gold.
Not the Green Eyed Bandits.
Well, I hate Jamie, so this is just poignant for me.
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing, you know, and like what you said, Chase, about watching these shows. We don't watch it to see or talk about race, but honestly, we're faced with it, and I'm glad it's being shown. Last week's episode, I wasn't on the panel last week. 2 weeks ago, but I watched it, and when she said the privilege, I just was like, oh, we're taking it there, and I think it's needed to be said. Like, these are conversations. It's reality. I mean, it is, and it's not. It is happening every day. So I'm here for it. I'm glad
she's still gonna do it again.
We're not here to educate you guys, but I think y'all may have just gotten a little lesson if you didn't already.
If I had a mic, I would drop it.
Right, the mic got dropped. But on that note, we got some callers in the queue. I think for those watching on Instagram, the live maybe could have got soon. We're at the 1 minute mark. So if you want to continue with the conversation,
switch over to YouTube.
Come to YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. We on all these platforms.
We're on Twitter streaming now, right?
Yeah, we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now. All those platforms, so y'all can always catch us over there. But make sure y'all like this video. If you're new to our channel, this is what we let callers on. We got a couple of callers in the queue. You can come on, give your opinions, give your thoughts, your comments, concerns, obviously respectfully. But this is the time where we let them on, and you guys can have your square and your say. So our first caller for today is going to be Demisio. Hey, Demisio, how are you?
You're on mute, baby.
Is he running back to the phone?
Demisio?
I'm sorry. Hey, guys.
There we go.
Hey.
I'll start with Crystal. I did agree with what Rob said. I think she does have a lot of opinions, and I feel like she should just say them instead of saying them in her confessional. I think that's really her problem and why we don't really see much of her because she's not saying it in the moment. Example, when they were at her house talking about Sutton's drinking, she said it in the confessional, but she really should have said it right then in the moment. So I really feel like just speak up like Garcelle and them told her to do it. I feel like Crystal will be okay. And then as far as Dorit is concerned, it's like I really don't understand why. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Why Garcelle just consistently tries with her. She doesn't want to get it. So it's like when you see somebody showing you their true colors, honey, you just gotta let them be. And like it's just like trying to bring up the fact that she's Jewish as some type of kinship to Garcelle. Like when you walk down the street, ain't nobody thinking about you being Jewish. Ain't nobody like that's not obvious to people, so y'all don't have the same experience. So why are you even trying to compare them? Like, girl, if anything, you're trying to be a Latino woman, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Dorita.
Is that, I was gonna say, is
ridiculous.
that why Lovable Lisa always calls her Dorita?
Probably
I
so.
love the retail today, and I was like, huh?
And I do like that Garcelle is finally letting Dorit know how she feel. My only problem with Garcelle in these moments is that she misses her opportunities and doesn't land the plane like she really could land the plane, because Dorit has gave her many different times and reasons on being microaggressive towards her, and she could explain it to her, but I don't understand why she doesn't. And she plays it too safe sometimes instead of just letting it out. And she says it again, like Crystal in her confessionals, instead of saying it in the moment. And sometimes I think her proximity to whiteness, being in LA, as Chase like to say, she the other side of the hand and not the black side. You know, sometimes I feel like that gets in the way of her explaining it, if that makes sense. Like, she could explain it a little better, but she'd have been around the white folks so long, child. She know how to get it out, if that makes sense to me.
I ain't say that
personally. Jamie, I mean, it's on camera, honey. You did say that she wasn't a sister.
I was gonna say, you know,
Demetrio said, roll the footages.
That's a gotcha.
I'm like Ebony, honey. Roll. I'm like Ebony when she got into it with
That
Luann,
screenshot is the gotcha, you thought.
Roll the tape back, honey. You said it. You said it, honey.
No.
Kate, where's your wig? You need to have
I
that
love
wig.
Chase. I love
No, maybe go get it, WCO.
I love Chase. But that's all. That's really all, though. Really, though. I just wish Garcelle's just let it out a little bit more. So, like I said, she just plays it a little too safe for me, instead of just being the NIGGA that she really could be.
What?
And just let them know.
All right, good night, WCO.
Demetrio, you have a good night.
I mean, it's the truth.
No, he got to go. He got to go. He got to go.
Now,
It's the truth.
if we can't say it, we can't spell it. Okay,
He's got to go. What is what?
Well, if you're talking about
every time Beverly Hills come, I always got to.
I definitely didn't say that.
I blame this on Sammy.
I have to, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but for the last 3 weeks, I've had to edit out so much.
This is what happens when you go on vacation.
Sick of it. All right, we have one final caller, and it is Dorita herself. No, it's not Dorita. It's
Yes. Happy New Year to y'all. Happy New Year to my boys. Yes. But I'm going to tell you this right here. Let's go with it, baby, because you know I got a lot to say. But I'm going to tell you something, baby. Elka's white, baby. Now, I'm going to say Elka like this, baby, dog. Just because your mother let you have threesomes, they don't want everybody to have threesomes at age 14, okay? Because you know you was getting it in, okay? At age 14 with the threesomes, okay? So everybody wasn't doing it, but you did get Denise together. I can't say that. And that's why I love Elka Beach move, because she is a cold-hearted bitch, okay? But I love her, though. You know what I'm saying? But she did get together. I'm just saying that's all I got to say about that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now, let's get on to this thing with Sutton. Don't nobody care about Sutton dating. Who care about their heifer dating? Their heifer old and dried up, okay? Don't nobody care about her dating, okay? Don't nobody want to see all that. Nobody want to see all that. And then Crystal, like dude said, Crystal, open up your mind, open up your mouth. Stop saying what you got to say in confessional. Say what you got to say in front of these women's faces, okay? And let's move on with that. Now I'm gonna tell you like this right here. When it comes to Cal, I'm gonna tell y'all, Big Kathy was something. If you ever watched it, I don't know, it got canceled, but the show Cal had produced called Natural
Mhm.
Woman. If you
Yeah.
ever watched that show, the baby girl on there got a commercial. I believe that was Kim, and it was the older daughter. And the baby girl make more money for the family, but it got canceled. It was good to me. It was a good show. It really was. But it got canceled, and I really do believe that what it is. I believe Kathy is just like Big Kathy, because if you read that book they had put out about how way she raised Paris Nim, it's something else. I really do. I like I told y'all last year. I really do believe everything Lisa Wheeler was saying. I really do believe Kathy said that. Like, yeah, I made Kyle. She believed that she made Kyle. She made Kim. She believed she did all that, and so she believed
Yeah.
they owe me. They owe me. She really do. Kathy really do believe that Kim and Kyle owe her. And I really do believe that. And that's how I really do feel about that. And
Mhm.
I do believe she thinks that she's above all. Now, Cal should not apologize to her. Kathy owe her apology because, like she said, they was in that bar. Like y'all remember, she was in the bar. Well, nobody can drink the tequila. They was at the party. Nobody want to drink the tequila. You know, we heard Garcelle say, "Is this in our contract to drink the tequila?" You remember, Garcelle said that. So I
Oh my
mean,
goodness.
I'm not feeling. I'm feeling Cal. I'm feeling Cal all kind of way. But we all know Cal. I also know Cal can be a little bitty stuck up on herself too. But I do know about that sister act. Cause me and my sister got the same sound of action. So I was like feeling Cal and Kim at that moment. I really do. That was my heart. That was really put on my heart tonight. I didn't want to see no one to break down like that. And
Mm.
that's like a family. That's why I say our families don't need to be on the show together. It does not.
Mm.
Like sisters do
Hmm.
not need to be on shows together, especially something like this. You see what happened to Joe and Teresa on Jersey now.
Well, they were on the show together
Somebody,
until
somebody should have came. Joe should have. Joe should said, "No, we not going on this show, Melissa." And shut it down. And it would have
preach.
kept it is. It should have kept it like it is. But like I said, sisters and brothers should not be on the same show because you get stuff like this come up. Now I'm gonna tell you, now let's go to the final thing, honey, with this Garcia chick. I'm gonna tell you something, girl. Stop using that blackness, okay?
Okay, drop her.
You ain't have no. Let's get it right, baby. It had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with no blackness, okay? She said the word attack. Okay, and like she said, they use the word attack all the way around, and they ain't have nothing to do about no race. And that privilege thing, I'm like, I'm so much like the we, baby.
Uh,
You privileged too. Look at what you doing. I'm talking about you said privilege. It's privilege too. You got privilege going on. No. It had nothing to do with that way. Just like she used that paddle, she raised up that paddle, and she paid that money. She used that as a waste thing. No, babe. You just didn't pay your money. You didn't pay the money.
Jesus.
She didn't pay your money. And you got attacked for it, okay? And that's what Kyle said. You didn't pay the money. Okay? You raised up the hand, get that paddle, and you didn't pay them people their money. Okay? It had nothing to do with waste. You didn't pay your bills. You didn't pay them folks their money, and she just said it. Ain't got nothing to do with waste. I'm so tired of this. Everything don't have to do with waste. It does not. She said, I feel like you attacking me over something they was having a discussion about. It had nothing to do with waste. And I get tired of these shows talking about using waste all the time. It had nothing to do with waste. It had nothing to do with her being Jewish, black, or nothing. They was having a conversation like women do. And all she said, you attacked me.
so
That's
this
all
an
she
attack her,
said.
Lisa?
Yeah, that's all she said. It's attack. Damn,
Yeah,
you how many times? But
Lisa.
how many
Lisa
times? But how
attacker.
many? She didn't. I mean, well, you call it attack. Everybody on the show to use the word attack. Is they
But as
racist?
as Cortez said, 9 times out of 10 they're using it incorrectly.
Well, they do, but I mean that don't mean it's racist though. I don't believe she's racist. I believe they was having a conversation and did like the week always talking on her ass. You know, the week talking on her ass and she said attack. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe she was attacking or not? She did tell you how she feel. And she felt like she was attacked. But I don't believe it's nothing to do with race. Ain't got nothing to do with race. I'm sorry. Now on this point, it ain't got nothing to do with race. Y'all want to bring it up the race subject. Ain't got nothing to do with race.
Okay.
It doesn't. And she just like she
Unconscious
said, you
biases
that's as
are a thing.
privileged, you that's as privileged as I am. And I
That's not,
believe
and
that.
it would
Yeah.
never be. I'm so sorry. I love you, love Belisa, but they would never, ever in life have the same amount of privilege, ever. And
No,
for someone to say
that's right.
that,
But I'm just saying,
for
at
someone to
that
say that,
moment, I'm talking about at that moment, at them sitting right there, they sitting around, they all like this. She said, privilege. And like she said, you privileged just like I am. You
it's
got
not
that
true.
$10,000 bag she bought.
It's not true.
Well, that's a different kind of privilege.
There's a definite kind of privilege. There's monetary privilege. There's societal privilege. There's existing in spaces. The two of them
Yeah,
don't
that
have the
too, but I
same.
don't believe. I just like that at that moment. I don't believe she was like talking about race at the time. And you know, that's how I believe. I don't
Listen,
believe.
that's,
I don't believe the
Yeah.
reader is racist. I don't believe Reese is racist. I don't.
Okay.
okay.
Like
Well, that's
that.
clear, and you are
Okay.
entitled.
Hold
That's
on.
why.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
Hold on. I want to say this right here. I missed y'all last night. My thing got cut up. Baby, last night was a surprise to me. I expected Lisa or even Angel. I did not
Lisa,
expect
that's a
Monica.
different show. That's a different show. You gotta tune in next week.
I know I had to get that in, babe, before I
Come
leave.
back
I
for
had
the
to get that
reunion.
in.
All right, we're gonna let you go, okay?
I love
Thank
you,
you.
baby.
We love you.
Happy
All
New Year
baby.
again, everybody.
right, have a good
Bye.
night.
Love you.
Listen, one
The
thing about
reason why
this show,
she
I
didn't
always
see,
say, listen, as Jazz coined a while ago, that is her square, and she's allowed to feel how she feels. I don't agree with it, but it's her square, so I'll leave it at that. But on that note, we're gonna lean out and thank y'all for being respectful in the comments, even though y'all may or may not agree. That's what it's all about. You can always call up. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and speak. So I would encourage you to call in as well and give your thoughts in your square. And we will not attack you, I promise.
unless you deserve it.
Well,
You see my face, Chase.
Yeah, everybody's faces drop, but that's okay. It is what it is. So on that note, make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe. I put the as I mentioned earlier, we're now streaming to not only Facebook, not only YouTube, not only Twitter, but now Instagram. And so if you guys are not already following us, you can find our handles here. They're always going across the bottom of the screen. But in case you are missing that, IG is the lean.official. And that's because somebody on Instagram will not give us that damn name because they ain't even using it. So I had to put a dot in there. And then Twitter is the lean official. So those are both our handles. You can find us on there. We're live on those platforms as well when we go on YouTube. So if you can't catch us on YouTube, go over there. Or just feel free to drop in. We're trying to do more about posting and little things like that. And so just tune in, check out our handles, and follow us and support us too.
What about love?
Perfect. All right. Well,
Come
then
on, y'all.
it was a great show. Definitely, I would say it was a good show and some heavy dialogue. Hopefully, you guys learned. We're not here to educate, but I believe some of y'all may have been schooled tonight. I don't know. So, with that being said, like I said, subscribe. We'll be here tomorrow from Miami. Make sure you guys check out Salt Lake City yesterday, and then Potomac and Meriton Medicine will be returning next week. Bell Collective had their finale, and that is going to be airing tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And the finale, I'm sorry, not finale, the reunion will air on its regular time beginning on Monday at 1 p.m. So a lot going on. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe. I know I seen the comments about the live chat replays. That is on. I don't know if you guys know how to work that, but if you literally, once the video has processed, you swipe over on the comment section after it has been posted, and it will take you to the live chat replay. Okay? Hopefully that helps. I can't do it so much now. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Chase. We'll be here next week for episode 11, and we will see you guys next time. Okay, have a good night.
see you tomorrow, Danny.
Bye.
Bye.